Let's talk Tanya for the 20th of Nisan. Yesterday, we made the transition from awe to love. The past few days, we've been talking about the importance of yira, of awe. Today, we are moving on to ava, to love, to ben, to being a child of God. However, the Alter Rebbe says it's not enough to love God in a simple sense. We need to have also a certain type of love. Love is a desire to connect. One way to do a mitzvah is, I want to connect to God. But that's a little too selfish. We need to have, even in our love, which ultimately love is a selfish feeling, we need to infuse our love with a little selflessness also. And how do we do that? We have to recognize that although the Jewish people, all of us, we are separate people, many millions of us, but ultimately in our source. And our source is the Shekhinah. In the Shekhinah, all of us are one. When we learn Torah, or when we do a mitzvah, we are drawing down the light of God, not only into ourselves personally and connecting to God personally, we are also drawing down the light of God into the collective Shekhinah, which is the collective souls of all the Jewish people, and thereby connecting the entire Jewish nation to God, and by extension, the entire world. And that should be our intention when we are learning Torah, when we are doing a mitzvah, to connect ourselves, not only ourselves individually, but collectively, all the Jewish people, with God. And that is why, in the morning before davening, we say, L'shem yichud kuchabrichu u'shchinte, which means we're saying that I'm about to daven, the purpose of my davening, and this L'shem yichud also carries on for the entire day and all the mitzvahs that I'm doing throughout the day and all the Torah I will study the entire day. The purpose is L'yachada, to unite, kuchabrichu u'shchinte. Kuchabrichu, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that is the level of divine light and godliness, which is transcendent and above and beyond worlds. I want to connect that with Shechinte, with the Shekhinah, which is the source of all the Jewish neshamas and all the worlds. The Torah that I am studying, the mitzvah that I am doing, is sourced in Kuchabrichu, is sourced in the godliness which is beyond the worlds. And when I'm studying Torah, so I'm connecting Kuchabrichu with Shechinte, with the collective Jewish soul. This way, when I am doing a mitzvah, it is motivated by love. It is a desire to connect, and a desire to connect is love. But it is not only a desire to connect myself, but to connect all the Jewish people and all of creation to God. So it is selfless, number one, in as much as that it's including everyone else. It's also selfless because it is taking into account what God's desire is. Why does God want me to do a mitzvah? Because God wants this yichud, this unity of Kuchabrichu U'Shchinte. God is looking for His holiness, His godliness, His light to enter all of creation, which is, at its source, is the Shekhinah. Now the question becomes, but I am a small person. Is it possible for me to actually study Torah or do a mitzvah with this altruistic intention? Can I be so selfless? The answer to that question we will find out in tomorrow's Tanya.